Hoi hoi, it's louisity again, and for this video, I'm gonna be doing another rereading vlog of The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Hurrah! So, since we are on quarantine and I cannot, buy and acquire books, so I've been in a rereading mood. So this is one of my favorite series of all time, so I guess I just gotta begin reading it, or rereading it. Hurrah!
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals.
Am I supporting Percy Jackson here or Nico D'Angelo's here? Comment down below. So anyway, I reread until page 74 of The Lightning Thief as of today. And that means I'm already in chapter 6, where, the scene is Chiron reveals himself, or rather Mr. Bremer reveals himself as Chiron. And of course, Percy Jackson arrived in Camp Half-Blood, and Grover already revealed himself, and, he's about to be scolded by Mr. D, aka Dionysius. Yikes! Anyway, so we've passed through the Minotaur. That has to be like an intense battle, the first official battle of Percy, well, not counting Mrs. Dodds. Anyway, I just noticed that looking back and rereading these pages that I've reread so far, is that this lecture wasn't really talked much about in Heroes of Olympus. Probably, things must have gotten better. Now it just kind of like this whole rereading kind of like enhances or sharpens and kind of digs out the crevices of my brain to refresh my memory of the series, which is really cool. And I really miss Grover. I wish that there's going to be more stories about him and him being part of the quest. Well, I know that the quest now in the Heroes of the Olympus focuses more on the demigods, but rereading this, I, felt really enjoyable, reading stuff again about Grover's, role and Percy's adventures with Grover. Yeah, so, well, I'm going to just watch some YouTube videos in a bit, some booktube videos as well. And I'm gonna sleep and catch you all soon. Cool. So just to give you folks a reading update, so I already read 140 pages of The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, and I'm already in the part wherein the quest is being discussed by Chiron, not fully because the details will come until he accepts the quest and shares it with, the Oracle. And so far, I kind of think that I know why Grover isn't seen much in the Heroes of Olympus series. And also, rereading these parts again, it made me think back of, now I feel differently in a sense because I know who Luke is. Before I felt like, he is like this good upperclassman, and now when I'm rereading these things, I know that he's up to no good. So, yeah, I can, probably now you might even think the whole, too good to be true. if I am going to read this during the first time, and probably if I haven't read it yet, I might have think too good to be true, Luke. Whoa. So I'm already in the part where they met Medusa, and oh gosh, it reminds me a lot of memories when the first time that I read this. And so far, the things that I have realized, there were two situations that I can compare to what's happening in our society that made me think, well, the whole thing they mentioned about Western civilization, I wonder if that is what's happening today. Hmm. Anyway, and then also there's a part there wherein they were discussing how Poseidon is like using Percy for, how to kind of like save himself and not prove that he's the lightning bolt thief or the lightning thief. It kind of made me think of, you know, um, the difference on when we need to learn how to stand on our own and support each other. Something that I just kind of like contemplated. And throughout this book, I can now sense like the journey that Percy had. Well, definitely, Percy had a long way, has come a long way. And yeah, it has some, kiddie vibes, but I kind of like it. I like reading stuff that are kind of kiddie every now and then. So I'm enjoying it so far. I'm going to continue. Hopefully, I reach page 200 by today, and I'm going to catch folks later. Whoa. Whoa. So another thought came into my head when they mentioned like mortals believe what they would like to see or they would like to think and believe. I'm thinking, is that also happening in our society today? I'll catch folks later. Whoa. So I haven't read much today. For some reason, I'm feeling a little bit slumpy, but I'm already in the scene where, the troupe met Ares, and so far the journey they came from, St. Louis, and then they moved to Denver. So from Missouri, they went to Colorado. Now, just have a question. Do you say it as Missouri or Missouri? Anyway, so yeah, what I love about Percy Jackson is that they kind of like give you some trips all the way, all around the United States, which I love. Those are some things that I love in books, geography, traveling to different places. Hurrah! So yeah, and I remember I forgot to mention this in the previous clips, but I enjoy the fact that Grover is a Hurrah fan because I am also, well, not much now, but I enjoyed songs by Hurrah. So yesterday. Catch folks later. Quote. So right now I'm watching Music Bank. So if you do not know, folks, I'm actually a Korean pop junkie. So yeah, just watching right now while reading, I guess.
Also, I'm rewatching this video. This is the Filipino cuisine book tag that I created, and I am super thankful to Gerald the Bookworm for doing it. I love this part. Pinaka lang, pero di ka bet.
Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you.
So for some reason today I was feeling kind of slumpy, but I still got some reading done. And yeah, I was excited and looking forward for that scene in Las Vegas where they got stuck in, that hotel where there were a lot of games, entertainment. And that kind of makes me think, when you get addicted into something, it's like time flashes by. Like when I spend a lot of time in social media and YouTube, it's like, oh, 2 hours already flew by. So, yeah. And now they are already in the scene where they already reached Santa Monica Beach. So, we're looking forward to what's going to happen next. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to get a snack and watch some other booktube videos. I'm super happy about Gerald the Bookworm's video of the Filipino cuisine book tag. That is just like a hurrah moment. Yeah. So catch you folks later. So for the past days, I've been feeling a bit slumpy, but I feel a bit better now, and I would like to give you folks some update. So I'm already in the part wherein they already reached Santa Monica, and they went to this place where there were water beds, and there were Cerberus, or a three-headed dog. So I'm definitely excited about what's going to happen next. And I feel like so far in my rereading experience, I am like watching a movie, which is like the cool thing. Whenever I read books, I kind of like think of them as like cinematic, y'all. And I'm not really into watching movies per se, unless if it's really something that I like, or if my friends decided to watch a movie, which I kind of really, not prefer unless if it's a movie that I really want to watch, because, that time that you're watching a movie, you can't talk. So it's like, I'd rather have something where we can like really hang out and speak to each other. So yeah, I am now, I think, feeling much more ready. What a word. What a word. Anyway, you know what I mean. So I'll catch you folks later. So I already read the part where, Percy and his gang already found the lightning bolt. That was just like, whoa. I was just like shook when I read that. And I like, again, that part where Percy remembered about, how humans would, make everything or do what it takes to create or fabricate a version of their reality. That's very interesting. Okay. And now I'm already in the part where, Percy is going to be meeting Sue. So, catch you folks later. So I just finished reading The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, and oh my goodness, that lightning bolt agenda, if that's what you want to call it, that was like genius. Like how they were able to synthesize how it came up, on how it was planned and how it was executed, and how there were some a little bit of a detour every now and then according to the plan. But yeah, it was just so cool on how they did it. And so far, I can see how much the growth of, Annabeth and Percy Jackson's relationship. This is kind of like a hate to love thing here. I mean, Annabeth and Percy were like, if you do not know like the other succeeding books, you would probably think like they're not gonna end up together, not even probably as friends, but it's just like, it just came a long way. A lot of their relationship came a long way, I should say. And it's kind of different, I guess when you're rereading a book and more or less you remember things about it and you were able to connect with it and it stuck on you, and like, you know, um, Percy Jackson, the Olympian series is one of my like super favorite book series. All right, it is one of the loveliest ones that I've read, and yeah, it's like when you're reading it, you kind of know what is gonna happen anyway. So I'm not. It's like your feels. It's like who? What is this prophecy? What is this prophecy about? But then again, there are scenes here wherein you kind of want to look back, just like looking back at the favorite scenes of the previous episodes of a TV show that you watch, or basically for a for a specific TV show. It's like you want to, think about and revisit the episodes that you really enjoyed. So. I honestly am thinking if they're going to be doing the episodes per chapter. I know that there will be a TV series adaptation, so I'm wondering if every episode is going to be based on every chapter of the book. So I'm going to give you a little bit of like my overview of what I think. Overall, it was a fun reread. You know, the world of the Camp Half Blood is so wonderful. The way the scenes were like written, how the narratives were like synthesized. They were so like coherent and they were so enjoyable to read. For the most part, there was just this part in the 17th chapter, I think, wherein I felt some disconnect, but overall, this was lovely, and I think that I had better time rereading it, and now it's kind of like even the whole ending and some of the scenes kind of like made more sense to me and had more impact. So for this reread, I'm gonna give The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan 4.75 out of 5 stars. Feel free to put down in the comment section. Feel free to share your thoughts if you've read or reread Lightning Thief. How was your experience reading it? How was your experience rereading it? For rereaders, was it better or was it not so sweet? So anyway, I guess that's about it. If you folks like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon so we're down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. And I'll also be putting down my links and social media accounts and handles, so feel free to check me out there and follow me there as well. As always, thank you super much for watching. Let us continue seeking for wisdom and unleash the reader in you. Bye y'all. Whoa.